Hello, my name is Ali and I'm from Brazil. Today I'm going to talk about the two most common things in Brazil: deforestation and sexism. No, actually, angiosperms and insects, and why are they the most diverse and abundant groups in our planet? But what are angiosperms? In the gymnosperms, the pines, the male microgametophyte became pollen, which is transported through the wind until it reaches a female gametophyte. The big evolutionary innovation to the angiosperm group is that it has an ovary that develops into big, juicy, or oily fruits that attracts animals who disperse the seeds in the environment. And also, it has floral structures, which are reproductive, specialized leaves, which attract pollinators, especially insects. These insects, in search of sugary nectar to feed themselves, get smeared with pollen and travel, which helps in the cross-fecundation of plants. This process, called pollination, made plants and insects co-evolve in incredible manners. But what is coevolution? It's when two or more species, in symbiotic interactions, exert in each other evolutionary pressures, developing complex mechanisms throughout time. This is vastly the reason there is so much diversity between both these groups. But what are some examples of these symbiotic relationships? Well, most cases of pollinations are protocooperations. Not dependency, just mutual help. Some, like the fig, serve as places for the wasps to keep their eggs, and some South African flowers offer male bees perfume for them to attract females. But some are mutualism, dependency. In South Africa, a flower that has tubes filled with nectar only opens when the beating frequency of the wings from a specific bee, who only feeds from its nectar, comes. This is an example of mutualism because they don't survive without each other. But sometimes the plant offers nothing in return. This orchid from hot Europe looks and smells exactly like the female wasp, and it even has hair that imitates it. The male tries ruthlessly to mate with the orchid, and the wasp ends up with a lot of pollen on his body. A similar case are flowers that mimic that rotten flesh to attract flies. Although insects and plants seem to have no physical similarities, these two dominant groups have similar respiratory methods. Plants breathe through their stoma, structures composed of two guardian cells and two annexed cells. Through active transportation and osmosis, they open and close according to the environmental needs, enabling gas communication. Some trees also have lenticels, which are intercellular spaces for the direct exchange of gases between the internal tissues and atmosphere through the bark, which is otherwise impermeable to gases. Insects have the same respiratory process, in essence. Air enters the respiratory systems of these insects through a series of external openings called spiracles, which lead to the internal respiratory system, a dense array of tubes called trachea. This happens because their body structure is also impermeable. These mechanisms enable trees to produce glucose on a fast rate, and some insects to have a fast wing-beating rhythm. Between coincidences and an united evolution, plants and insects made each other vast and unequivocally beautiful.
Saving bees and insects in general is essential to sustaining our plant's biodiversity.